from 17.5 to 10%. And this one products Cabinet Secretary to waive any penalty, income tax. The other one is that the bill is proposed of whatsoever nature of a property, movable or removable, and all extending the time within which the commissioner, this is the commissioner of KRA, and the other one is on exclusion of trade secrets, is that it seeks to amend section 104 to remove the unnecessary words. These are the employee some extra money for them to be able to take. Make sure if, for instance, you have an additional insurance policy, you give this to your employee. I'll tell you the clause that I'm reading. The clause here, just a minute. Appeals tribunal or the High Court or the Court of Appeal, it seeks to repeal of exemption from stamp duty.
Angalia kifungu fulani, mimi kama mwananchi hapa nitakuwa nimefinyika, na pendekezo langu ni kwamba lirekebishwe ili mswada wenyewe haujakuwa sheria. Haujakuwa sheria na umekabidhiwa kamati ya bunge. Na
this is the second time when Parliament and the Committee of Finance has gone to the counties to collect views and to conduct public participation on finance bill. This time we are conducting public participation on two bills. One, finance bill 2025, and the virtual asset providers bill 2025. And we have listened to the members of public, and we had leaders, opinion leaders, we had youth, we had border, we had women groups who presented their views on the finance bill. And I'll tell you, really people are really very happy with the proposals of the finance bill. When you look at the finance bill, there's a proposal to exempt taxes on retirement benefits. So because our retirees are old people, they are people who are sickly, and they need money. So therefore, the proposal, one of the proposals in the bill is that if somebody is earning 10,000 as part of pension, that person will not be paying taxes on that money. And that is a very good move, and we need to condemn government for that. Secondly, the issue of per diems. The bill is proposing to move per diem from 2,000 to 10,000. So if you're earning, you are be given your per diem. Before it was, if you are given per diem of 2,000, anything beyond 2,000, it was subjected to tax. But now we are saying from 10,000 is when you can be subjected to taxes. We have had views from here, and this county is county for farmers. And then they are proposing that we look at how can we encourage farmers also to invest in factories, factories which manufactures tea, because these are tea farmers. And the other thing which is very good in the bill is zero rating transportation of sugarcane. And this region is also producing sugarcane. So basically the bill is very good. Try to avoid, I will really hand you the public to try to avoid people who are bringing issues on the finance bill which are not there. In fact, I was reading somewhere, actually a member of parliament sent me something for clarification. And one of the things he was saying is that the bill is proposing to increase pay as you earn from 35 to 300 to 37.5, which is wrong. There's nothing like that in the bill. The bill is not proposing something like that. So there are so many versions of the finance bill which are not correct. But we have managed to give all the participants the copies of the finance bill. And we are encouraging them to read the finance bill so that they can understand.
If you look at the charge sheet, all along you were told she was just arrested by virtue that she developed a QR code similar to what National Assembly had developed, inviting members of public to look at the proposed bill clause by clause and respond to it. Of course, and in any response, you will accept that it will be about supporting or rejection, and rejection with some comments. However, from the charge sheet yesterday, it came out that the whole issue was an attack on a platform of emails, official emails of the National Assembly that was used to submit response and views from Kenyans. That one means what? It was jammed, and that is an illegality as per the issue of protection of cybercrime. So it's an issue that is meddling within the cybercrime, and all of us now, the matter is before the court, and probably after the court looking at it and determining from the charge sheet provided by the DCI, then we can get to know from the interpretation of the court. So the whole issue was totally different from what we had been told. Even me, as a member of parliament, I was not for the aspect of intimidating Kenyans who are brilliant enough to ease members of public access these particular crucial documents or bills like this one, so that they can participate as per the Constitution in provision of Article 118, Article 10, and Article 1 of the Constitution. So for this particular case, looking at the charge sheet, I'm sure it's sufficient enough to say, can we allow the courts now to tell us?
So you are affirming to Kenyans that finance bill 2035
Look at the issue of GNC, trying to sort out the issue of digital accessibility. I think it's something that has not been touched on that one. Instead, what it's looking at is the aspect of non-residents who are doing business using the digital platform in Kenya and mining the benefits through the commission. So what the KRA is saying, or what the taxman is asking, before you take out this money you're making from the business in Kenya, leave something through what we call minimum top-up tax. Any other taxes was not touched on the issues that touches on the digital accessibility. Lastly, as to emphasize and reiterate what my colleague has said, to the Kenyans, we really wish to invite you that as we look at the finance bill, let us not read the finance bill in isolation of the budget. Because what is happening here, as per the law, the Constitution mandates the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury that by 30th of each and every month, or each and every April of each and every year, the Cabinet Secretary submits the budget estimate, which is an expenditure, together with the revenue-raising measures, which is a finance bill. So whatever we are doing here now is to actualize whatever it is proposed in expenditure, so that Kenyans can derive the benefit of their taxes. Because number one, it is not touching on disposable income. Remember last year, 2024, it was issues that were touching on disposable income. Rather, this one is looking at administration of the taxes, trying to balance the issue of tax expenditure, which has been hacking in these particular budgets. Remember, like last year or the other year, tax expenditure was reading around 560 billion, almost equivalent to the budget deficit of the country. So what this particular proposal is trying to align and to minimize unnecessary tax expenditure, and trying to ask it the question, how does Mwananchi benefit from a tax expenditure? Whenever you give an exemption or a zero rate, how do you transfer the benefit to the people of Kenya? So major leagues on that one, and through doing what you call cleanups, especially on the tax amendment laws, so that you can align all the laws pertaining matters finance.
So what are some of the benefits of the GNC in the same finance bill?
Well, number one, if you look at the issue of GNC, trying to sort out the issue of digital accessibility, I think it's something that has not been touched on that one. Instead, what it's looking at is the aspect of non-residents who are doing business using the digital platform in Kenya and mining the benefits through the commission. So what the KRA is saying, or what the taxman is asking, before you take out this money you're making from the business in Kenya, leave something through what we call minimum top-up tax. Any other taxes was not touched on the issues that touches on the digital accessibility. Lastly, as to emphasize and reiterate what my colleague has said, to the Kenyans, we really wish to invite you that as we look at the finance bill, let us not read the finance bill in isolation of the budget. Because what is happening here, as per the law, the Constitution mandates the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury that by 30th of each and every month, or each and every April of each and every year, the Cabinet Secretary submits the budget estimate, which is an expenditure, together with the revenue-raising measures, which is a finance bill. So whatever we are doing here now is to actualize whatever it is proposed in expenditure, so that Kenyans can derive the benefit.
If you go clause by clause, I would like Kenyans to actually understand that not everything is politics. This is a very good bill, and it is going to impact positively. And in fact, we are going to get more revenue from the monies that otherwise we are not getting right now, from the bitcoins and from all other big companies who are evading taxation. So I think this particular bill has really addressed many issues, and we should actually adapt this finance bill. Thank you.
Bitcoins. Hapa Nandi, for example, Chair, before this became to be a proposal of an act. Hii kazi iko Nandi sana. Na kuna mafamily wametengana kwa sababu ya pesa hizi. Mama aliingia bila kujulisha mzee. Pesa ikamwagwa yote, sikaenda mpaka mafamily sikatengana. I have almost 10-15 families I'm cancelling wametengana kirasmi. Si ati watarudiana tena, walienda kabisa. Because some of them went to court. Virtual assets, bitcoins. Many people suffered in the recent past. I'm now supporting this bill to be a bill. It is now good that it is regulated. This must be regulated, Chair, so that these other people who became more educated before the others will never be able to benefit from the poor communities. Imagine mtu anauza ng'ombe, aliuza shamba na akapeana hizo pesa. I know of many friends and clients who are gone through these virtual assets. Now, I recommend that the central bank and other relevant authorities be empowered in regulating the same. Because if what is in M-Pesa is being regulated by Safaricom, why not Bitcoins? Because in the rural setup, Chair, when a mzee who is older than myself is scorned, kumaliza wiki mbili ni ngumu sana. Atakufa mara moja, kama hatakufa atakuwa na stroke. Na tayari amekufa nusu. Kwa sababu assets sote watoto watakuwa naangalia mzee, mshahara tukishika tunakimbia kwa baba. Na unajua hiyo time mheshimiwa, mzee anaweza laana mtu. So tunaokoa tusilaaniwe na mtu ali-create problem mahali naitwa virtual assets ambaye watu wengi hawaelewi.
Some of us are earning life depending on this, regardless of the cash that you would like to give. And they have found where the beneficiaries for their living is in the village. So I support regulatory of this virtual to be government to look into it and go into details on how the common man in the village can also be helped, such that it cannot be robbed and they cannot create misunderstanding in the families, because the family is the standing cornerstone of the country.
Okay.
And as a Senate, we are going for mediation. It cannot be that the budget of Kenya is 4 trillion Kenya shillings. Yet you want to give counties 401 billion. It is very unfair. And their only argument is corruption. Even national government, there is a lot of corruption. So members of National Assembly must be honest with Kenyans. What are they doing to fight corruption in national government? Because the only excuse is we need, and I'm disappointed because I supported the increment of 465 billion to counties. Because I want more money to come to Mashinani so that we can fix roads, we can fix hospitals, we can buy drugs, we can get young people can go to youth polytechnics. That 4 trillion Kenya shillings is a lot. So if you give only 400 billion to counties, you are killing counties. In fact, my proposal going into the future, we must give counties 50% of the national shareable revenue so that counties can work. So National Assembly, what they did there, they are becoming a threat to devolution in the country, because devolution must work for the benefit of Kenyans. And we are going for mediation. Our position as a Senate will never change from 465 billion. Because, and then one thing the National Assembly arguing is money is coming to Mashinani. Yes, it is coming to Mashinani. But the point I want to make, why don't you devolve issue of agriculture? Most of the money is still in Nairobi that should be given to agriculture in counties. Most of the money that should be in health is still being held in Nairobi. So we are encouraging clawback clauses. Yet the fourth schedule of the Constitution, under the functions that have been given to counties, money follow functions. But what happened in this country, we devolve functions without following it with money. Yesterday, chenye wabunge walifanya bunge is a threat, is an intention to decimate and kill devolution in this country. And I want to call all pro-devolution led by Baba Raila Amolo Odinga and the president not to support this move of undermining and killing devolution, which is a blessing to many Kenyans.